Hi, this is Lena Shea, an Iowa mom, and I thought it's time to get some things put in the garden. But first, I think I better change my clothes. Okay, I think I'm ready. Let's go.
If you don't have a tiller, you're going to need something like this, a garden fork. And it works really well. You just step on it like that, lift the soil, flip it over, and then pound on it like that to break it up. I make up my plan for the garden inside and put all the information I'm going to need on a clipboard. A yardstick comes in handy not only for measuring, but also making a mark where my seeds are going to go. Now I'm going to take the garden hoe and make it the right depth for the seeds that I'm going to plant. I put the seeds into my hand, and then I take each seed one at a time and place them into the trench at the distance apart that I have planned on my clipboard. I plant a section at a time as far as I can reach, then I pinch the soil over the seeds, pat it down firmly so that the seeds will have only dirt and no air pockets.
You can see where I've taken the hole through here and I've dug this little trench, and these seeds are going to be about 1/4 of an inch deep. So I don't want any kind of trench in there. I'm just closing that back up. And you may say, well, then why make a trench? And the answer is because you want that bed of the seeds where the roots are going to go to be nice and soft. And now I'm taking my finger and I'm just drawing a nice straight line in the dirt, and if it isn't that straight, no big deal. We'll just call it artistic.
These are tiny seeds, so I'm sprinkling them in my hand, and then I'm going to pinch them between my fingers as I drop them into that little trench. Then, after I have those all in place, I'm going to pinch the soil together over the seeds and then pat it down so that the soil is firm against the seeds and there's no air pockets. I mark the spot where I want to put my cucumbers. I dig a circle about 1 inch deep to get ready for the seeds. I plant 3 seeds as a grouping according to the directions on the packet. Then I cover that spot with 1 inch of dirt and pat it down firmly. I also add a marker. I draw a circle around the area I've just planted. It will temporarily show where those seeds will be coming up. When the water pools in that trench, it will also give it natural irrigation. Next, I'm going to be planting some of the peppers I started indoors. You can go to a store and buy those already done for you, but I kind of like to start my own. I measure where I'm going to put them and then dig in deep with the fork. Now I gently remove the plants from the container by turning it upside down, pinching the bottom to release it. And then when they come out, I'm going to very carefully and gently separate the 2 plants. That way I can put one in one hole and one in another hole. I want the hole to be just the right depth, so I adjust that by putting a little more dirt in the bottom and then put the pepper plant in. I do want it a little deeper than it was in the pot so that that delicate stem will be supported by the soil. Once I have all the soil put around the plant, I pat it firmly in place to help support that plant. I use a gallon container. I just cut off the bottom of it with a pair of scissors, take the cap off, and it makes a really nice dome to protect the young plants while they're getting used to the outdoor weather. I then very carefully place the container down over the plant, press it into the soil, and then scoop up some of the soil around it just to hold it in place until it's time to take it off.
If you have a garden hose, you just run it kind of gentle like that. And you can just kind of fill up the jug part way. It looks like, I mean, you might think, oh, I'm drowning them. But remember, when you transplant things, it needs to be really soaked through. All that extra water will soak down into the soil, so it's not gonna stay. Can you see how it's filling up that little jug there. And that looks really good. When the plant starts poking out the top, you can just lift that little dome off. Now it's ready for weather because it's been out here. The dome has protected it from the harshness, but it's still gotten it used to the outdoors. This is Lena Shea, an Iowa mom. Thanks for watching.